So today is the opening of the CNE for 2019, which is the Canadian National Exhibition. It's an annual fair that usually happens, which we Torontonians call the end of summer because school usually starts at the end of it. And Kevin and I decided to go check it out today. So let's get into it. Are you excited?
I am excited.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna walk around, we're gonna sample a lot of food that's very bad for us.
I really want to try the pickle lemonade.
Yeah, pickle pizza for me. And the vegan burger.
Oh yeah, there's a vegan, but you can get a vegan burger anywhere. Like Tim Hortons has vegan burgers. The Impossible Meat.
It's not the same.
No. So we started our journey from Bathurst Station shortly after 10 a.m. However, the streetcar was stuck for a good 20 minutes down at Lakeshore from traffic. But what else is new? That intersection is notoriously bad for traffic. Wow, the lineup is crazy. I was actually kind of shocked at how busy it was for opening day this year. Last year it wasn't as bad, but the weather was way nicer this year. And if you watched my vlog from last year, it rained that day. On opening day, the tickets were $10, but they're regularly priced around $19.99. However, you can go after 5 p.m. on Monday to Thursday for only $9. So we skipped over the food building, decided to make our way to the arts and crafts building first, which is always a personal favorite of mine, passing many hot tubs along the way.
I'll get rid of my couch and then just sit in the hot tub.
Put a hot tub in the middle of your apartment?
Yeah.
That's one thing about like the CNE is that there's always hot tub sales everywhere.
Do people actually buy a hot tub here?
I think so, because if you come near the end, near Labor Day, a lot of them have like sold signs on them. Is that the first thing you think of when you're coming to the CNE? Is that like, oh, I'm gonna go buy a hot tub? Oh look, for if you're into water sports. It's not very hot. One thing I've always loved about the arts and crafts building is actually the smell of it. I love coming here because of the smell of lavender and whatnot.
Yeah.
No?
Thank you.
All right. So when we first entered the building, I was immediately approached by one of the vendors who told me to put my camera away, that I can't film anything in the arts and crafts building. Let's discuss what just happened in there.
Well, we walked in and then a vendor right at the entrance saw that you were filming and approached us to say, put away your camera, there's no filming here. And then he tried to confirm, was it off?
Is it off? Put it in your pocket.
Yeah.
This was actually kind of news to me because I've gone in that building before in the past with gigantic DSLRs and filmed and shot and taken photos and had no issues whatsoever. And then we went to talk to the information booth. Yeah. So we talked to the woman who's the manager of the arts and crafts building. She was actually really nice about everything and just sort of explained what was going on. Basically, she said that many of the vendors have been complaining over the past few years that people have been going in and taking photos of their stuff and either recreating or stealing their ideas. That one booth was the only one that had a sign that said no photographs, and that guy was very adamant on us not turning our cameras on.
He was a bit aggressive.
It's fine if you ask the vendors first before you film, and there should be no issues. I'm still kind of learning about like what I can and can't film in public or public spaces, and I really didn't want to break any rules, but to be honest, I'm someone who deals with anxiety when I'm out and open in big public crowded places, so getting confronted by that vendor really shook me. Anyways, after all that, Kevin and I wanted to drown our sorrows away with a root beer. So, cheers.
Yeah, I'll get ketchup.
It's pretty delicious. I don't know what like brand this is, but they're using Coca-Cola cups, but it doesn't taste like Barks. We then slowly made our way down towards the farm pavilion. I guess this is where they're doing sand castles, the giant sand sculptures. There was a vertical hydroponics exhibit, bees, so many bees, cute little piglets, and giant piles of shit. Oh, she's picking up poop. As we left the pavilion, we actually happened upon a really interesting exhibit of raccoons that they were setting up that were painted by various artists. We made our way to the food building finally, which was packed and kind of warm.
That one's a little disappointing after being at the farm building.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the heat and crowds were making us both feel a little sick, so we decided to head out instead, and that's when I finally noticed the Pickle lemonade stand. So they crush a lemon in a cup and then add some green juice, which I think is pickle juice, along with a couple of slices of pickle, and then they add some dill, ice, and water.
Pickle lemonade, and there's pickles in it. I'm so nervous about trying this. I don't know if it's watered down. I can taste a tiny hint of pickle juice and dill and lemonade. I don't know. It's watered down, I think. That's why.
Yeah, you can. The pickle was in for
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of a little underwhelming. I was hoping for more of a stronger flavor. Next, we cruised our way through the top part of the Midway, which mostly had games. Then we spotted the Pickle Pizza.
I don't know. I don't know where there's pickled pizza. Right there, $8 slice. Same price as my lemonade.
Kevin wasn't really too thrilled about the $8 price tag, so we ended up heading over to the Intercare Center next.
It always smells so nice in here. That's probably it.
One exhibit I missed out last year was the Lantern Festival because the lineup was so huge, so I was thrilled to see there was no lineup. The lantern installations were a collection of fables and mythical tale themed art from Marco Polo, dancing fairies, the Phoenix, some Cyclopses, and my personal favorite, the Titan Atlas. So at the end of the exhibit, you're ushered into my dream world, a gamer's paradise filled with pinball machines, computers, old arcades, and some kind of cool VR demos. This space alone was actually worth the price of admission, but Kevin isn't really much of a gamer, so we didn't stay there too long.
You know what actually used to be here was where they did the sandcastle carvings. I guess what we saw in the animal pavilion, but that looked like there was only one there.
There's actually some cool stuff being sold there this year, like some flat treadmills, and of course the $1 candy with a huge lineup. And hot tubs.
Actually, this one might fit in your apartment.
Yeah.
So if you've gone to the CNE yearly like I do, I just want to point out to you guys that the rear north side, where there's usually a Lids, a giant book and DVD store, and a Blue Notes, was closed off with nothing inside.
I've never found an Eddie. I spent years looking.
Then we made our way outside towards the Midway, but I got distracted when I saw the Nintendo booth.
At these Nintendo things or in Canada is they never show upcoming games. It's always games that are already out.
So after all that, we decided to call it a day and slowly meander back through the Midway to take the streetcar back home.
Oh, roller coaster. It's not operating. It's time to go home. Did you have fun? Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
What was your favorite part? The root beer? Obviously the root beer, right?
So this year's CNE has some hits and misses. Every year I go there, try to find that piece of nostalgia from my childhood from when I used to go to the X, but I never find it. That doesn't mean I left the CNE feeling empty. I usually enjoy myself there regardless, but I'm sad I didn't get to try out any of the food we wanted to because I was just feeling so lousy, but I do plan to go back again in a week or so. So thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for joining me on this journey, and until next time, bye.